Well, thank you for popping in and listening to this video. Today's kind of an interesting video because today I want to talk about my friend George, who I've known for 54 years. And I learned through George in a discussion we had about how he worked in his business for so many years and why they loved him and why the owner of the company actually flew to Colorado, where George lives, and dropped in and visited him because he was so appreciative of what George had done for, I don't know, 29, 30 years that he wanted to say hello to George. Well, from that meeting with George, my buddy, I realized how important that key person is. So today I want to talk about the quintessential employee. And I want to explain to you, how do you get that quintessential employee and the value of that quintessential employee. So like I said to you, I want to talk to you about the quintessential employee and why you need a quintessential employee or a valuable employee group. Well, why you need a quintessential employee if you're an owner is they make you look so good. They drive culture. They make life easy for you. They create so much value in your business and growth. Whether you like it or not, when someone wants to buy your company in the future, trust me, they don't want you around, but they do want your quintessential employee. The employee on their own create the culture, not only for the outside world, but for the employees that are in the business. They see how they act, how the key person acts like a boss, impresses the other employees to the point where you have a great example in your company. And it certainly does create more business and goodwill with the relationships. So the quintessential employee, what are the characteristics? Well, what I've noticed, and you probably have also, is they complete their tasks. They gain a sense of competence as they go on. They take on any job. They progress. They feel very responsible. They love that responsibility. They feel like they are the important part of the organization and team. They're accomplished people and want to do a good job. But what's important is they show up on time. They learn more about the job than anybody else and the skill. There's such a great amount of pride that they have that you can identify these people. Now, when you identify these people, suit up, because these might be the people that are either going to buy your company, run your company, and create much more value in your company. Like I said, the quintessential in a heartbeat, you could see them. They're at the job. They never take time off. They volunteer for everything. They learn everything very well. They go the extra mile. They eager to learn, and they do think like owners. So how do you find such a person, and how do you keep them? Two good questions. The finding is the hard part. Keeping is the easy part. So business owners should groom the talented people in their firms who have take charge values, the characteristics I have discussed. Now, one thing to remember, if you're creating some kind of culture like that, finding the quintessential employee becomes easy because they gravitate to your firm because you have a good culture. They surround themselves with good people. So take Trader Joe's and Costco's. They have no problem finding workers. Why? because they have a great culture. So your company culture is the thing that can attract good people and people that have potential. Now, maybe when you first get them, they don't have all the skills, but you could see very easily how they start to gravitate and learn and want more and more and more. I liken it to my golden retrievers and my labs. When I throw the ball, they just won't stop. Well, sometimes key people are like that. They just won't stop doing the right thing. How do you keep them? Well, I'm totally convinced that you keep them by giving them responsible tasks. You treat them like an owner. You let them know how important they are, and you create special benefits for them. Spend some money. You could put a vesting schedule on it so that they stay longer. You got to pay them for what they're worth. I had a case years ago where the key guy was so good. He knew all the customers. He knew the agencies in the state that gave him a lot of work. The owners didn't want to pay him a bonus. And I said to the owners, you don't pay him a bonus, he's going to go to your competition, not only bring your employees, he's going to bring new customers, because guess what? He works with your customers. You don't. And it made some sense. They paid him the bonus. So you got to give the power that that they have is the competition knows who your key people are. Trust me, they will approach them. They will try to get them, because if the key people are not happy, they will leave, but they'll bring other employees with them. They'll bring your company secrets with them, and they can create a hostage sales situation. In other words, what I mean by that, somebody wants to buy your company, but says, I want Mr. B, the key guy. And the key guy can say, I'll stay, but you got to give me 10% of the sale price. That's called being hostage. All right. So you got to protect yourself, because that can backfire on you. And you could put a vesting schedule and benefits. You could put a non-compete clause. You could put a no solicitation to employee agreement, non-disclosure. You could put a stay benefit should there be a sale in the future. So you say, hey, listen, if I sold the company, they want you to stay. I'll pay you extra to stay. Okay, that works. Because like I said to you many times before, that key person may be the most valuable thing you have in your company. So again, one of the programs that we have used to do this is the SEEP program, where we can give them vesting schedule, income tax, tax-free income, very little tax cost, a self-completion if they die before retirement, availability of the cash before 59 and a half. The employer can control the cash program. The employer can get a deduction depending on the program and the model and the design. You can include other people, but you don't have to. And there's no government regulation. So there's a lot of things you could do on the benefit side to keep them. Now, don't forget, I wrote this very good book. And I'm telling you it's a good book because I'm telling you it's a good book. But this is the strategies of over the last 50 years I used with a lot of business owners. They learned a lot. I learned a lot. Financial advisors read this book. They learn a lot. And I also make the profits payable to Wounded Warrior. So go get a Kindle or get the $9. I like the paperback. You'll get a lot out of this. Please, I don't sell this to get profits. I sell it to share ideas, to give back to the community, to create some money for the veterans. And you might know by now I have a podcast. I love it. I get business owners like yourself on. I don't charge. I give them the material. They can put it on their website. They can disperse it and use it as a marketing thing. But I want you to share with other people what made you successful, the failures that you dealt with, how you got your pants on right and you pulled up your bootstraps and became successful. People learn. But I want to thank you for taking the time. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.